family just lived a little ways out the road from the church. So we went home, and that night, come after a little snack, come bedtime, I think it's probably 9. Those folks went to bed early, got up early. So we went to bed, and I could not sleep. I could not sleep. And I laid there in the middle of the night, and I heard people sleeping all over the place, snoring, and first one thing another. They was resting, everybody was sleeping, and I couldn't sleep. I just absolutely could not sleep. I was afraid to close my eyes. I even slipped out of the house. I don't know what time it was, but I eased out of the house, went out in the yard, got on my knees and tried to pray. I couldn't get nowhere doing that, so I eased back in the house, laid back down in the bed. Wasn't long till daylight come, and I was tickled to death that it was daylight, so everybody was getting up, was fixing breakfast and everything Sunday morning. And of course I got all cleaned up, and my wife's dad, he always went to Sneedville to see his mom and would get a Sunday paper, so I thought I'd go with him, probably get to miss going back to church. That was what was on my mind. I was trying to avoid going back to the house of the Lord. So I got in the truck and went with him. And so we visited his mom, and he got the paper, and then in a little while we headed back up the road. And when I went in the house, my wife was sitting on the arm of a chair, and she was all dressed up. She said, "Hurry up and we'll go to church." And I said, "I don't think I will." And she said, "Yeah, we're going." So once again, you got to do what you're told to do, So I went in. I hadn't shaved that morning. I just washed my face and combed my hair and dressed and everything. So I went in and I took my good old time about shaving. I could have probably shaved several faces, but I worked on mine, expeditiously. I mean, I took my good old time. It was almost as if I was cutting beard by beard, But I did. I was trying to delay and take as much time as I could. And I did. I just took my good old time. I didn't want to go back out there. So finally I got ready, and it was about 15 minutes to 11. I said, well, this will probably work out all right. So we got in the car, and we drove back out there on the hill. Somebody came out the side door, and I said, well, it looks like it's over. She said, well, we've got to go back home after a while. She said, let's go in and visit a little bit before we leave. She said, after dinner, we'll have to head back home. I said, well, okay. So I went in, and they were standing on each side of the entranceway when you go in. These gentlemen were. And one of them reached out his hand and said, glad to see you. Thanks for coming. They hadn't even started meeting. They was waiting on me. See? They just felt like, one of them told me later, they just felt like that I'd be making